and thanks for joining me, your sports pilot James Glona, on another exciting episode of Sport Vibe on DNT Work, where we'll bring you exciting and latest sport happenings across the world of sport, as is our tradition to do this every Tuesday. This week won't be an exception, so I would implore you to please stay tuned, because we'll be right back shortly after this break. Welcome back. It's a beautiful Tuesday, and we'll be starting from the world of football. Of course, the club footballs are back, and we witnessed so many over the weekend. We saw Liverpool being defeated by Manchester City in the FA Cup quarterfinals to book their spot in the semi-finals for the first time in a row. Right now, City are unstoppable in world football, as they were able to win before the international break Arsenal Football Club to be crowned champions in the Carabao Cup, and facing Liverpool at the FA Cup, defeating them 4-0 in an exciting encounter. You would know that there were key events in that particular match where we saw Erling Haaland, after suffering goal drought, was able to score an hat-trick against Liverpool at the Etihad Stadium. This is the third time that Manchester City have been able to defeat Liverpool this season. Remember, at the same Etihad Stadium in the Premier League, they were able to put 3 past Liverpool without response. And in the return leg in the Premier League at Anfield, they were also able to walk away with the maximum point, defeating Liverpool 2-1 at the Anfield Stadium, and at the Etihad Stadium in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup, showing dominance again this time around, 4-0 against Liverpool. And Slot suffers another defeat to Pep Guardiola, and this time around it was a sore to the injury of Liverpool, who were hoping that they would be able to proceed to the finals of the FA Cup, to be able to get a chance to participate in European football, particularly in the Champions League next season. As things stands right now, they are out of the Champions League spots. Talking about Liverpool and Manchester City, with this form that they have, appears to be ready to fight to the very end of the FA Cup and win it this time around. It will be the first time that they'll be making it through to the FA Cup finals. And you will also know that they were defeated by Crystal Palace last season, Manchester United in the previous season, and this time around, if they are going to be proceeding to the finals of the FA Cup, they likely play Chelsea Football Club, who is the only big team left in the FA Cup. Erling Haaland ending his goal drought with an hat-trick against Liverpool, an incredible performance from the man. Was able to convert from the penalty shootout. He was also able to score an header and a tap-in goal after O'Reilly, the man that was able to score a brace with Manchester City in the Carabao Cup, provided an assist for the last goal for Erling Haaland. Liverpool will be traveling down to Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League. They will be hoping that they will be able to bounce back from the defeat against Manchester City to be able to defeat the defending champion in the person of Paris Saint-Germain. We know Paris Saint-Germain has been able to defeat Chelsea Football Club in an emphatic defeat that ended 8 goals in aggregate in the UEFA Champions League. Will they be able to do the same thing for Liverpool? Remember, in their way to the UEFA Champions League final last season, they defeated so many England teams to make it to their finals and won the first Champions League in the club record. Will they be able to defeat Liverpool this time around in the UEFA Champions League? And also in the world of football, sadly to say, for Arsenal football fans, this is something that they wouldn't like to hear. They were defeated by Southampton at the FA Cup over the weekend. A sad one for them, but the quadruple has been over, and this time around all they have is the double left for them, and we'll be hoping that this double would end in trouble for Mikel Arteta and Arsenal Football Club. It's a sad one for them. Remember, they were defeated in the Carabao Cup by Manchester City, and this time around they have been knocked out by the Saints in the FA Cup quarter-finals. Arsenal Football Club will be holding on to the UEFA Champions League and the Premier League, and as it stands right now, they are 9 points clear of Manchester City in the Premier League. Though we know Manchester City have a game in hand and they are yet to play. Arsenal Football Club themselves is going to be so many twists and turns in the Premier League, as we know that Pep Guardiola is up to the task and is always ready to fight to the end when it comes to the Premier League title race. And we also know that Arsenal Football Club are good in bottling leads, as they have been able to do that in the recent season. Talking about the last 3 seasons in the Premier League, will they be doing the same thing, and with Pep Guardiola be given the opportunity to win another treble, and this time around 3 domestic trophies in the Premier League? He left last season without a trophy. Will he be back this season with 3 trophies to his name? Talking about Pep Guardiola and Manchester City. Quickly, let's go on a very short break, and when we're right back, we continue from where we stop. Welcome back. We said enough about Manchester City dominating right now in the world of football, defeating Liverpool, Arsenal, and they are proceeding to see if they'll be able to do the same thing in the Premier League to win the Premier League title. But we can take nothing away from Barcelona this time around being able to defeat Atletico Madrid on their home soil, and this time around it means that Barcelona are sitting 7 points clear at the Spanish La Liga. We saw Real Madrid unable to win Mallorca over the weekend in a match that ended in favor of Mallorca 2-1, and this time they will be suffering another setback and will be hoping that they will be able to bounce back, and that depends on Barcelona, who could drop points in the La Liga. There is 8 matches left in the Spanish La Liga, and will Barcelona be able to win it back to back, making it their interesting season, and without Real Madrid winning the Spanish La Liga this season. And talking about Real Madrid also, they will be welcoming Bayern Munich, the league leaders in the Bundesliga. In the UEFA Champions League is going to be an interesting one to watch out for at the Santiago Bernabeu, where Bayern Munich were able to get a win over the weekend, a very narrow win, and they completed a comeback in that particular match against Freiburg, and they were also able to get the maximum points. Will they be building on this momentum coming to the Santiago Bernabeu facing Real Madrid in the UEFA Champions League? We also know that we cannot write Real Madrid off in the UEFA Champions League, as this is the tournament that they know how to play the most. Will they be able to defeat Bayern Munich to proceed to the semi-finals of the competition? Remember, they were able to defeat Manchester City in the UEFA Champions League in an emphatic 3-goal defeat, and also in a comeback one where they were able to win 2-1 in that particular encounter. It's going to be an interesting one to watch out for in the UEFA Champions League tonight between Real Madrid and Bayern Munich in the world of football. And talking about the UEFA Champions League also, we talk about Arsenal Football Club, who will be facing Sporting in the UEFA Champions League. Will they be able to bounce back from their loss against the Saints over the weekend in the FA Cup, and will they be able to proceed to the UEFA Champions League semi-final? It's going to be a replay between Atletico Madrid and Barcelona in the UEFA Champions League. Remember, these two face up each other in the league phase, and this time around in the UEFA Champions League, they are going to be traveling down to the Spotify Stadium to take on Barcelona in the UEFA Champions League. Will they be able to defeat Barcelona this time around in the UEFA Champions League after suffering a defeat in the league phase to Barcelona? Remember that they were able to knock out Barcelona in the Copa del Rey semi-finals, and they have booked their place in the Copa del Rey finals. Will they be able to do the same thing in the quarterfinals of the UEFA Champions League to book their place in the semi-finals of the competition? We can't fail to talk about PSV, who has also secured their 27th trophy in the Netherlands League. They were able to win the league over the weekend following their victory in the league, and this makes it their back-to-back 3 consecutive seasons that they have been able to win the trophy in the Netherlands League. And we also saw Victor Osimhen's side suffering a defeat in the Turkish league, and this time around the Nigerian players were able to put goal past Galatasaray to win that particular one in the Turkish league. And this is the length at which we'll be going on this week episode of Sport Vibe on DNT Work. For more news and sports stories, follow us across our various social media handles at Sport Vibe on DNT Work. Remain a law-abiding citizen. Enjoy your week. Thank you.